The Vorith Empire's iron grip stretched across star systems, leaving only the ashes of scorched planets and the silent ruins of once thriving civilizations in its wake. Born from the brutal environment of their home planet, Vorith Prime, the Vorith were forged as warriors, a race bred for battle. Conquest wasn't just a necessity for them, it was the very essence of their being, an unyielding legacy of survival against impossible odds. At the Empire's core stood Emperor Zoran, a towering figure whose presence alone inspired dread. His eyes, like smoldering embers, held the weight of countless victories, and his throne room was a gallery of his dark trophies, each one a grim reminder of a world that had fallen to his might. Zoran's reputation spanned the galaxy, his name spoken in fearful whispers among both allies and enemies alike. Under his command, the Vorith were an unstoppable force, bioengineered soldiers clad in pulsing, dark organic armor and dreadnought-class starships that embodied pure destruction. Across the galaxy, tales of the Vorith's brutality haunted the oppressed. When a Vorith ship appeared in orbit, planets braced for devastation. Their colossal warships, like harbingers of doom, blotted out suns and unleashed weapons capable of reducing entire cities to ash within moments. Resistance was met with swift annihilation, and surrender led to enslavement. On the peaceful world of Elysia, this nightmare was all too real. Known for its lush ecosystems and scholarly pursuits, Elysia's vibrant cities and vast libraries fell quickly under the Vorith's relentless assault. In the aftermath of Elysia's fall, the Galactic Federation, a fragile alliance of surviving civilizations, held a desperate, secretive meeting in the ruins of the once grand Elysian Hall. Representatives from across the galaxy, each bearing scars from the Vorith's tyranny, sat with grim faces and heavy hearts. Among them was Faller, the diplomat of Zapia, his voice resonating with despair as he spoke. "We can't go on like this. Our fleets are no match for the Vorith, and our people live in constant terror. We need a miracle." The assembly murmured in solemn agreement. Each leader bore witness to the destruction wrought by the Vorith, their worlds either destroyed or hanging by a thread. Just as hope seemed to wane, a young scout named Lyra from the planet Vida stood, her voice cutting through the gloom with unwavering resolve. "There is one place we haven't yet explored. One last hope," she announced. "A small planet on the fringes of known space. They call it Earth." The name drew puzzled looks. Earth was an obscure, seemingly insignificant planet, yet Lyra's conviction sparked curiosity. "Our probes show that Earth's technology has advanced rapidly in recent years," she continued. "Perhaps they possess some advantage, a weapon, or a strategy we can use." After a tense debate, the Federation leaders reluctantly agreed to dispatch a small team to Earth. It was a long shot, a perilous mission with an uncertain outcome. But with the Vorith's shadow looming larger every day, they had nothing left to lose. Meanwhile, on Vorith Prime, Emperor Zoran was unaware of the Federation's desperate gamble. His focus was fixed on his next conquest, the fertile systems of the Orion sector. To him, the galaxy was already his for the taking, and no one could stand in his way, or so he thought. In a quiet corner of the galaxy, however, change was brewing. Earth, a blue jewel in the vast Milky Way, a planet of dreams and discoveries, was about to become the epicenter of a cosmic battle. For centuries, humanity had gazed up at the stars, unaware that the universe would soon come calling, igniting a spark of hope in the face of darkness. For the crew of the Federation Armada, leaving the familiar safety of the solar system was an awe-inspiring yet terrifying experience. As they reached the rendezvous point, Earth's warships lined up alongside the Federation's sleek, battle-worn cruisers, forming an armada that seemed to defy the darkness of space. The sight was breathtaking, a vast coalition of vessels bristling with advanced weaponry, a symbol of hope against a seemingly unstoppable foe. Then came the moment of truth. The ships encountered a Vorith raiding fleet, the enemy vessels dark and ominous, moving through the stars with a predatory grace that sent a chill down the human crew's spines. Captain Reeve, seated in the command chair of Earth's flagship, Endeavor, issued his orders with calm precision. "All units, prepare for engagement," he commanded, his voice steady and resolute. "Stick to your formations and trust your training. Today, we show them what humanity is made of." The ensuing battle erupted with a ferocity that lit up the void. Human ships darted skillfully through the darkness, their new propulsion systems lending them unprecedented agility. Energy beams and plasma bolts tore across the battlefield, casting shadows of titanic clashes across the stars. Outnumbered and outgunned, the human and Federation forces fought with unmatched tenacity. Captain Reeve's innovative tactics, unexpected maneuvers and coordinated strikes caught the Vorath off guard. Used to overwhelming brute force, the Vorath struggled to adapt to Reeve's unpredictable strategy. In a daring move, Reeve led a squadron of fighters directly toward the Vorath command ship. Against all odds, they breached the defenses and disabled its command systems, plunging the Vorath fleet into disarray. With the command ship crippled, confusion spread through their ranks. Word of the victory rippled through the galaxy like wildfire, igniting hope among oppressed worlds. For the first time, there was a glimmer of resistance, and the Human Federation alliance felt stronger than ever. Yet, even as celebrations broke out on Earth, a sober realization lingered: the Vorath Empire would not take this defeat lightly. Back on Vorath Prime, the news of the fleet's failure had reached Emperor Zoran. Furious and humiliated, he summoned his most ruthless general, Kaler, a master strategist known for his cunning and unrelenting brutality. As Kaler bowed before the Emperor, a cruel smile touched his lips. "These humans," Zoran snarled, his voice a menacing growl that echoed through the Grand Hall, "have dared to challenge us. I want them crushed. Show no mercy." Kaler straightened, his dark eyes gleaming with deadly intent. "It will be my pleasure, Emperor. I shall bring you their heads." Meanwhile, Captain Reeve and his crew were already preparing for the inevitable retaliation. The Federation's intelligence network intercepted signals indicating a massive Vorath fleet mobilizing under Kaler's command. In the war room of the Federation flagship, Reeve and the Federation leaders studied holographic maps of the galaxy, knowing they had little time. Fowler, the Federation diplomat who first made contact with Earth, addressed the group gravely. "General Kaler is no ordinary adversary. His brilliance and cruelty are unmatched. We must prepare for anything." Reeve's face hardened with resolve. "Then we lure them into a trap, a place where we have the advantage." After hours of planning, they devised a strategy to draw the Vorath fleet into the asteroid belt of the Korma system, a treacherous region of space. There, among the drifting rocks and dense debris, they would find cover, disrupting the Vorath's formations and allowing the agile human ships to strike with precision. The journey to the Korma system was tense, each crew member acutely aware that they were heading into a fight that could determine the galaxy's future. As they neared their destination, Reeve addressed his fleet, his voice steady and filled with purpose. "Today, we face one of the greatest threats the galaxy has ever known. But we are not alone. We fight for our homes, our allies, and the countless lives that depend on us. Trust your training, stay sharp, and remember, we fight for freedom and for the future." The Vorath fleet soon arrived, their dark ships blotting out the stars. Aboard his flagship, the Reaper, General Kaler surveyed the battlefield, his confidence unwavering. Yet, as the battle commenced, the Human Federation alliance executed their plan with flawless precision. The asteroid belt transformed into a deadly arena, with human ships darting between the rocks, launching surprise attacks from unexpected angles. The Vorath, unprepared for such a chaotic battlefield, quickly realized they had underestimated their opponents. Captain Reeve seized the opportunity, leading a daring raid on the Reaper itself. Using the cover of the asteroid field, Reeve and his squadron of elite fighters wove through the chaos and launched a direct assault. The Reaper's shields flickered under their relentless barrage, and a well-placed torpedo strike breached its hull, turning the tide of battle. In the heat of the struggle, as Reeve's ship, the Endeavor, took heavy fire. The bridge of the Endeavor was a scene of chaos as explosions rocked the ship, red warning lights flashing across every screen. Captain Reeve, battered but unyielding, gripped his command chair, his face set with grim determination. Refusing to surrender, he gave a final order that would etch his name into history. "All hands, brace for impact," he shouted, initiating a ramming maneuver straight at the Reaper, the Vorath flagship. The collision was catastrophic, a thunderous impact that tore through the Reaper's armored hull, shattering its command center. General Kaler, injured and in shock, watched as his mighty flagship disintegrated around him. Seeing their leader's ship fall, the Vorath fleet faltered, and in that moment of hesitation, the Human Federation alliance launched a coordinated counterattack. With precision and unbreakable resolve, they drove the Vorath into a chaotic retreat, securing a hard-fought victory. But victory had come at a terrible cost. The Endeavor, now a mangled wreck adrift among the stars, had sacrificed itself for the cause. Rescue teams scrambled to retrieve survivors, pulling Reeve and his crew back from the edge of death. As Reeve lay on a Federation medical ship, the sounds of celebration felt hollow, overshadowed by the loss of so many brave souls. Across the galaxy, word of the battle spread like wildfire. For the first time, the Vorath, a force once deemed invincible, had been dealt a crushing blow. Inspired by this unexpected victory, resistance movements across countless worlds grew bolder, their spirit renewed by the Alliance's courage. But on Vorath Prime, Emperor Zoran's rage knew no bounds. His wrathful roar echoed through his grand hall as he vowed to personally lead the next assault. The pride of the Vorath had been wounded, and their retribution would be swift and merciless. On Earth, preparations began for the next inevitable conflict. The victory at Cormus was celebrated, but every human knew this was just the beginning. Captain Reeve, now hailed as a hero, was reminded of the heavy toll. In a quiet moment, Fowler visited him in the medical bay, offering words of gratitude. "Your bravery has given us hope, Captain. But the Vorath will not rest. We must be ready." Reeve nodded, his resolve as unshaken as ever. "We'll be ready, Fowler. We've shown them what we're capable of, and now we must stand united, stronger than ever." The Alliance braced for the storm on the horizon. The galaxy stood at a crossroads, the next battle poised to decide the fate of countless civilizations. In the aftermath of Cormus, Zoran summoned his full forces, assembling a massive fleet for a final, devastating assault on Earth. Leading the armada himself, he commanded the Obliterator, his flagship, a monstrous vessel that embodied his ruthless power. His plan was clear: he would crush Earth and silence the Alliance once and for all. On Earth, the mood was resolute as leaders, scientists, and soldiers worked tirelessly to prepare. Humanity knew what was at stake. Standing before the combined Earth and Federation forces, Captain Alex Reeve, bearing the scars of battle, spoke to them with unbreakable conviction. "We've faced the darkness and pushed it back," he declared. "Now, we must stand firm. The Vorath are coming, but they will find no easy prey here. We fight for our homes, our families, and our future. Together, we will show them the strength of our resolve." The skies above Earth became a hive of activity. Federation cruisers, Earth's warships, and orbital defense platforms formed a formidable blockade, supported by ground-based anti-aircraft batteries. As the Vorath fleet entered the solar system, tension gripped the planet. Sensors detected the massive armada, and alarms blared across every city. The final stand had begun. The Vorath struck with overwhelming force, wave after wave of fighters and bombers pouring down upon the defenders. The night sky was alight with explosions as ships clashed in a deadly dance of fire and metal. Amidst the chaos, Captain Reeve commanded the Endeavour II, the newly commissioned flagship, coordinating the defense with razor-sharp precision. "Hold the line," he commanded, his voice steady. "We can't let them break through." Both sides suffered heavy losses as the battle raged on. The Vorath bombardment shook Earth's surface, yet the Alliance's resolve never wavered. Ground forces, including troops from allied worlds, fought fiercely to repel Vorath landing parties. Among them, a squadron led by Reeve's trusted lieutenant, Sarah Hayes, prepared for a daring mission. Their target, the Obliterator, the heart of the Vorath fleet. Weaving through crossfire, the squadron pressed forward, knowing that failure was not an option. Within the towering walls of the Obliterator, Emperor Zoran watched the battle unfold on the viewscreens, his gaze a mixture of rage and unshakable confidence. His flagship was the epitome of Vorath might, a fortress of power he believed to be invincible. But as the squadron led by Lieutenant Sarah Hayes breached the ship's outer defenses, a flicker of doubt crossed his mind. Hayes and her team advanced through the flagship's corridors, precision strikes blasting through the reinforced hull. The firefight was intense, Vorath soldiers defending their emperor with fierce loyalty. Yet the pilots pressed on, driven by their mission and fueled by the hope of countless worlds. They fought their way to the command center, where Zoran awaited them, his dark eyes blazing with contempt and fury. The final confrontation was nothing short of epic, a clash of wills, strength, and skill. Zoran's physical power was immense, his every move like a storm. But Hayes met his might with agility and unyielding resolve. As they fought, sparks flew, the hum of their weapons filling the room. With a final, desperate strike, Hayes brought the Emperor to his knees. "Your reign of terror ends here," she declared, her voice echoing with defiance. Zoran's eyes flared in one last flash of fury as he fell, his lifeblood pooling beneath him. The destruction of the Obliterator sent shockwaves through the Vorath fleet. Their once unbreakable morale faltered as they witnessed their Emperor's downfall. Sensing the shift, Captain Reeve seized the moment. All ships, concentrate fire on the remaining Vorath vessels. This is our moment. His voice carried through the Alliance fleet, sparking a final surge of hope and determination. The Alliance's combined firepower overwhelmed the disorganized Vorath forces. One by one, Vorath ships were destroyed or forced into retreat. The skies above Earth gradually cleared as the last remnants of the invaders fled, their dark silhouettes vanishing into the depths of space. The battle was over. Earth had withstood the storm, and the Vorath Empire's grip on the galaxy was broken. The cost was high, with countless lives lost, but the victory was undeniable. Across the galaxy, news of the Alliance's triumph spread like wildfire, inspiring liberation and the promise of peace. Worlds that had suffered under Vorath tyranny now began to heal, and the Human Federation Alliance, strengthened by their shared sacrifice, pledged to build a future of cooperation and hope. Standing before a global crowd on the steps of the United Nations, Captain Alex Reeve addressed the galaxy. His words echoed across worlds, reaching allies, the liberated, and even those who had feared the Voratha's wrath. Today, we celebrate not just a victory, but the dawn of a new era. Together, we have proven that no force can defeat those united in purpose and courage. The galaxy is vast, and our journey has only just begun. Together, we will build a future of peace, freedom, and endless possibilities. As cheers erupted, Reeve looked to the stars, a quiet determination in his eyes. The unity and resilience that had carried them through the darkest times would guide them into a future filled with hope. The terror of the galaxy had been vanquished, and in its place, the seeds of unity and peace took root, promising a brighter tomorrow for all.